An escalating crackdown against Myanmar's Rohingya minority has left at least 100 people dead, officials say. Some 3,000 people have fled to Bangladesh amid the mounting violence, causing the country to tighten its borders. Bangladesh has also proposed cooperating with Myanmar in military operations against Rohingya militants. But the United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has said he is deeply concerned at the reports of civilians being killed during security operations and has called on Bangladesh to increase its support to the fleeing Rohingya. It is the latest flare-up in ongoing violence between the Rohingya, a Muslim minority, and the government of predominantly Buddhist Myanmar. The Rohingya community, who mainly live the country's Rakhine state, have suffered persecution for decades. Rohingya are reportedly massing on the Bangladesh border as they flee violence. They have historically eschewed violence, but last October a militant group calling themselves the Arakan Rohingya Solidarity Army (ARSA) launched a series of attacks against border posts. The attacks were met with a fierce response from authorities, who engaged in clearing operations, action that is ostensibly aimed at militants but, monitors say, indiscriminately targets the entire Rohingya population. A report from the UN in February documented mass gang rape, killings of babies and children, brutal beating, disappearances and other serious human rights violations by the country's security forces. Amnesty International has also accused security forces of firing at fleeing civilians. There are already more than 400,000 Rohingya refugees living in Bangladesh, most in squalid camp conditions. Both Myanmar security forces and Rohingya militants are accused of burning homes on Friday. Attacks on 30 border posts prompted further crackdowns. At least 80 militants have been confirmed killed, but thousands of fleeing civilians have brought reports of atrocities by security forces. Human Rights Watch now says it has satellite evidence of widespread burning in 10 areas populated by Rohingya people. The UN has said the government's response to those attacks could amount to ethnic cleansing. Burmese leader Aung San Suu Kyi's office has designated ARSA a terrorist organization and accused it of crimes including using child soldiers. Reports indicate that young men from Rohingya villages are joining the militant group in greater numbers, prompted by further brutality even as others flee the violence.